Hola! This is Kathleen Evans, International Living's Costa Rica correspondent from the sunny shores of Costa Rica. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to share with you the best time to visit Costa Rica as well as some of our most beloved festivals. Now, the good news is there is never a bad time to visit Costa Rica. We're so close to the equator that we have beautiful weather year-round. However, we do have a couple of seasons, dry season or high season, which typically runs from early December through early May. And then we have rainy season, although we like to call it green season because everything's beautiful and green. And that typically runs the other half of the year, May through end of November. However, rainy season is kind of a misnomer because it doesn't rain all the time. I'm up in Guanacaste, which is the driest province, and during rainy season, for most of the months, we may have an afternoon stray shower that comes through, and then the rest of the day is absolutely beautiful. Now, in the southern zone, the Central Pacific Coast, and the Central Valley, they do tend to get a bit more rain, but again, peaks of sunshine throughout rainy season. And the rainiest months tend to be September and October. Now, the Caribbean side actually doesn't have as much of a defined rainy season. So you may see showers in January and February, but it's not constant rain ever there. There's also 12 microclimates officially in the country, but there's also many microclimates within those climates. So depending on where you are in the elevation of the country, you're very easily going to find some absolutely great weather that suits you. Now, I also want to talk about some of our beloved festivals in the country because we love to party here in Costa Rica. So, there are many that happen throughout the year. I'm going to touch on 6 of the most popular ones. So, Christmas and New Year's in December are at the height of high season, the height of dry season. The weather here is just beautiful. It's still a little bit on the cool side. Everything's beautiful and green because rainy season is over. And we love to party, right? So there's fiestas everywhere celebrating Christmas. There is the Fiesta de Luz, or light, and that happens in San Jose when the city is transformed into garlands of lights everywhere. They have a parade. There's also bullfights that happen. Now, these are not your traditional bullfights that you see in Spain or Mexico. These are more of cowboy shows, and what happens is people get inside the ring with a bull after the bull riding and chase him around for different prizes. So enter at your own risk on that one. Now, it's also a time when ticos and tourists alike flock to the beaches, and the larger communities on the beaches, you'll see big sponsored beach parties, concerts, and many people have private and some public fireworks shows as well on the beach. Now, another festival I'd like to talk about is Fiestas Palmeres, which happens during 2 weeks in the month of January. And this is the biggest cowboy party of the country. And actually, you may be surprised, Costa Rica has a long, proud history of cowboys here. So at this very small town called Palmeres, which is in the Central Valley, you'll see horse parades, carnival rides, rodeos, musical performances on multiple stages, and just a great place to come together. Now, another festival that we have is Envision Festival, and this happens in the town of Dominical in the southern zone. And this typically goes on in the month of February, and I kind of liken it to hippie, love, enlightenment sort of festival. It's grown to be quite big. You'll see over a couple of thousand people that attend. There are live concerts daily and nightly on the beach. There's yoga, trapeze, art, meditation, and all of these things come together for this beautiful sharing of love, peace, and enlightenment. Now, another big festival is the Guanacaste Day Celebrations, which take place in Liberia in the northern part of the country. And this happens around July 25th, which celebrates the annexation of the province of Guanacaste into Costa Rica. So Guanacastecos have a very proud history of being their own independent republic at one time. And here you have parades, you have horse shows, you have Guanacastecos in their traditional costumes doing performances. And I liken it to a bit of a state fair where you go, there's a rodeo, there's a car show, food stalls, kiddie rides, folk dancing. So it's really a pretty incredible place. Also, there is the Whale and Dolphin Festival. This also happens in the southern zone in Uvita in the month of September. Now, it's quite unique because there is a formation that looks like a whale's tail in the ocean. It's a coral formation, and it actually is the place where whales come from both the North American continent and the South American continent, and they breach. And you'll see the majority of them in the month of September. So it is a fantastic festival to see these incredible whales breaching in the ocean. Now, one more festival I want to touch on is in the Caribbean side, and that happens in Limon, and it's the Caribbean Carnival. And the atmosphere there is quite different than the rest of the country because you have a lot of influence from the Caribbean islands. So you've got calypso music and different food with coconut and hot chiles. And this carnival goes on for a week in October, and you'll see traditional costumes, parades, lots of different food, and each year it's getting bigger and bigger. So know that there are festivals throughout the year, but these are some of the big ones if you want to plan your travel around that time. So I hope that gives you a brief overview of all the great things that you can see and do, and the timing in which to do it in this beautiful tropical country of Costa Rica. Thanks for coming along, and I'll see you next time.